suitcases and get some office stuff and a new notebook. But for now, I will be referencing my notes. So, unfortunately, tonight our case is about not one but two young ladies that just recently lost their lives. January 13th, 2021. The one name is Brittany Cormier. I apologize if I'm saying these names wrong. And Hope Nettleton. And this takes place in Montego, Louisiana. I think I'm saying that correct. Brittany was the age of 34 and Hope was 37 when this case took place. So Hope and Brittany were really good friends and also happened to be neighbors. That is how they met. From being neighbors, they grew to be super close. Hope had gone over to Brittany's house and accompanied her and Brittany's stepdaughter and daughter. So it's Hope, Brittany's stepdaughter, and Brittany's daughter. They're all just kind of hanging out, planned a little dinner, and just a normal day. Well, they're all kind of hanging out on the couch, and all of a sudden, they get a knock on the door. Brittany wasn't expecting anybody, but she went to the door as one would, opened the door to find two strange men standing in her doorway, asking for her daughter by name. And I can't even imagine how incredibly scared she must have been. I mean, to see two people standing at your doorway asking for your young daughter and you don't know who they are. She automatically knew, mother's instinct, I guess, that something wasn't right. And she told these men, she lied to them and told them that she was her daughter. So they asked for her daughter. Brittany lied and said, "That's me." And Hope, who was in the home, must have realized that there was something bad going on or about to happen and signaled for the two little girls to go hide in the closet. So once Brittany announced to the man that she was, in fact, her daughter, the man immediately shot Brittany point blank and killed her. Brittany's friend and neighbor, 37-year-old Hope, heard the commotion, seen what happened, and tried fighting off this killer, this person who was later found out to be 22-year-old Dalvin Wilson. But unfortunately, Hope lost that fight and was also shot and killed point blank, murdered in the doorway, shot and killed. she clearly knew. So Brittany unfortunately ended up taking a bullet for her daughter, and Hope took a bullet for the two little girls hiding in the closet, and took a bullet trying to save her friend and neighbor. But who would want to do this? Who would go knocking on their doors with a gun to kill a little girl, and why? Police quickly had a suspect right off the bat. Brittany's brother, whose name was Box, Beaux. I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce that. Cormier, a 35-year-old convicted sex offender who Brittany had made a earlier report on for sexually assaulting her daughter, which was his niece. And prior to this report, he was already a convicted sex offender for sexually assaulting another little girl. So this happened January 13th, 2021, and the sexual assault on Brittany's daughter happened in March 2020. So it was only a few months later that this incident happened, after Brittany and her daughter had filed the police report. So Brittany's brother had hired two men to do his dirty work. Two of his friends, one named Andrew Eskeen, 25 years old, who at the time of the murders was working, and his alibi did check out, but he was far from innocent. He helped plan the murders and let the man who executed the two women borrow his truck to do the murders. The three men had been surveillancing Brittany's home for many months prior to the killings, and actually attempted a previous planned hit, but was unsuccessful. So because Payax, Brittany's brother, however you say his name, was so incredibly angered by the sexual assault arrest that his sister had placed upon him, he hired these two men and paid them to take out his niece so that she could not testify in court against him. That's your flesh and blood. How could somebody do? I just don't get it. A friend of Brittany's named Samantha Lee Marie said Brittany was like a sister to her, and that Brittany would do absolutely anything for her children. The sheriffs concluded the reason that Brittany's brother was suspect, number one, was because there was such a solid sexual assault case against him done by Brittany and his niece, that was motive. Nobody else had motive to want to hurt this little girl. It just fell into place and made perfect sense. Eskeen and Wilson later confessed to being hired for be facing third-degree charges for the attack on his niece and also charges of soliciting a murder. Thankfully, the two little girls were found unharmed and they are safe and with family. They did not mention the little girls' names at all in any of the articles that I read, and I assume that is because for safety measures and safety reasons. I cannot imagine the fear those two little girls must be dealing with. So young to know that your mother was killed, and poor Hope was just an innocent bystander. They're just visiting and hanging out with their friend and tried to help by pitting off the gunman and got killed herself. Just so incredibly sad.